This is Singapore today. Before Singapore became one of the richest nations in the world, it was a poor island with no resources, no army, and no future. But one man changed everything. Kuan Yew. Kuan Yew was born on September 16, 1923, into a middle-class Chinese family in British-ruled Singapore. His family spoke English and followed Western customs, but they also practiced Asian values of discipline and respect. He was a brilliant student and studied at elite schools. From a young age, Li believed that order, logic, and hard work were essential to success, values that would later define his leadership. In 1942, the Japanese occupied Singapore. Li saw innocent people killed and suffered under harsh military rule. This experience shattered his trust in colonial powers and awakened his desire for self-governance. He realized that small nations must be strong and self-reliant if they want to survive. After the war, Li studied law at the University of Cambridge in England. He graduated with top honors and was respected for his intellect and leadership in debates. He married Kuan Yew, a woman as intelligent as he was. She became his lifelong partner and most trusted advisor, both in life and politics. Upon returning home, Li worked as a lawyer defending laborers and poor citizens. He saw the suffering of ordinary Singaporeans and decided that change must come from strong leadership. In 1954, he formed the People's Action Party, or PAP, to fight colonial rule and push for independence. In 1959, Kuan Yew became Singapore's first Prime Minister at only 35 years old. The country was poor, divided, and full of uncertainty. He did not seek power for personal glory, but to protect the future of his people. In the 1950s, Singapore was a struggling trading port filled with poverty, unemployment, and ethnic tension. Kuan Yew believed that only unity could save the country. He formed the People's Action Party, or PAP, to fight for self-governance and equality among all races. Li was not a typical politician. He spoke with clarity, discipline, and a deep sense of duty. People did not just vote for him, they trusted him. In 1959, Singapore held its first self-governing election. Kuan Yew won by a landslide, becoming Singapore's first Prime Minister. But independence was not complete. Singapore was still economically weak and threatened by foreign powers. Hoping for stability, Singapore joined the Federation of Malaysia in 1963. But political conflicts quickly erupted. Ethnic tensions escalated. Li fought for equal treatment of all citizens, Chinese, Malays, and Indians. This angered powerful leaders in Malaysia. In 1965, Malaysia expelled Singapore. Kuan Yew appeared on national television, holding back tears as he announced Singapore's separation. At that moment, Singapore was a nation without resources, without an army, and without a future, unless someone would build it.
And I'd like to add one. You see, this is a moment of, every time we look back on this moment when we signed this agreement which severed Singapore from Malaysia, it will be a moment of anguish. I mean, for me, it is a moment of anguish because all my life,
From that moment, Kuan Yew made a promise to build Singapore from nothing into something extraordinary, and history proved he kept that promise. When Singapore became independent in 1965, it was one of the poorest countries in Asia. There were no natural resources, no clean water supply, and no army to defend it. Kuan Yew created a bold strategy. He focused on discipline, foreign investment, and merit-based leadership to turn Singapore into a global powerhouse. Singapore opened its doors to the world. Lee invited global companies to build factories and financial institutions in Singapore. He transformed education to create a highly skilled workforce. Promotions were based on talent, not connections. Lee declared war on corruption. No one was above the law. Even high-ranking officials were punished if they betrayed public trust. He implemented strict rules in housing, health, and public behavior to build a disciplined society ready for the world stage. Under his leadership, Singapore rose from a struggling island to one of the richest nations on earth in just one generation. World leaders began to seek his advice. They asked, "How did you do it?" His answer was simple: discipline, honesty, and vision. Kuan Yew did not just lead a country, he built one. His leadership transformed the destiny of millions.